Well, hey, everybody.
Hi.
This is Tech Over Coffee.
Yeah, and that's Jeremy.
And that's Jib.
Yeah.
And we're talking tech news.
Always.
Topics and other assorted things that we like to, think about.
I mean, it wouldn't be called Tech Over Coffee if it wasn't for tech.
Yeah.
And coffee.
Exactly. Which we don't have any of.
Which you don't really like coffee as much as I do.
No. We'll talk about this a lot, and the fact that I don't like coffee.
I'm the coffee connoisseur on this table.
So we're going to talk about some interesting things today.
When do we not talk about interesting
We're always
things?
talking about interesting things, right? Today's lead topic is going to be right to repair.
Right.
One of my more interesting topics to talk about, in my opinion, because it's helpful to the people out there to be able to actually fix their stuff and to be able to do it with no legal ramifications, right?
One of the biggest controversies that there is in the tech world out there is actually repairing the technology that you buy from the store.
Fixing your stuff.
Yeah.
Because, at one point things were made to last for a while. And then companies figured out that they don't make as much money that way.
If they just make it, what is it called again? Something that
Planned.
Apple famously does. It's called planned obsolescence.
There you go. Yeah. It's where you make something and plan for it to literally go bad after a period of time. In this case, it's a good win for the battle,
right?
For the cause,
for the consumers,
for the consumers, not for the big guys, really. I mean, in a way,
if we're talking business terms, it's better for the consumers than it is the producers. But
it's a step in the right direction, right? So the U.S. Patent Office, I think, is involved in this particular instance, where they've actually put into law now that you can actively repair your own video game consoles.
Oh, wow. Video game consoles.
As long as it contains an optical drive.
As long as it contains an optical drive.
Yeah.
And we talked about this before. Something, along the lines of most video game consoles these days don't have optical drives.
No, so many things now are just full digital.
So what's the point of, writing that in a law?
Well, it's like they're basically allowing, you can fix your console if it's got a broken DVD tray.
Yeah.
You can take and swap it out with the original one and don't mess up any of the DRM or circumvent anything security wise. So it's kind of like a carve out and here we did something for you.
Yeah, but it doesn't really
help.
Yeah, it doesn't benefit you in in a complete overall sense.
Yeah,
it's
and
just
it doesn't.
Here's this little piece of
Here's a piece of cake.
Yeah,
right?
here's a piece of candy. You can't have the bucket. The
here's
bucket's
a little
mine.
treat. But you can't fix something that doesn't have a disc tray, which most things don't now. Your average Nintendo Switch.
There's no discs.
No discs at all.
I mean, your PlayStation, 5. You have two different versions, and it's the digital and
same with Xbox.
And
and this isn't even applicable to your standard PC.
Yeah.
So, which those are easily repairable.
They're under. I mean, I think a lot of companies, as long as you're without your warranty,
within it. Right?
Yeah, within your warranty limits, they're able to replace it for free. The parts specifically, but you can't replace specific parts in a console without bricking the whole system or voiding warranties or whatever. So.
Yeah, and that's something that as a child I did, right? I had a messed up Xbox 360. If anyone should know this, the red ring of death.
Oh Lord.
Where basically they didn't apply the right kind of thermal paste, or the heat sink wasn't in there just right, and it would cause the machines to overheat and eventually die.
Oh, yeah.
So as a foolish child, I used a screwdriver to pull this thing apart, left obvious marks on the back of it.
Void warranty hits.
Yeah, super void. So send it in thinking, oh, okay, I can just pay Microsoft to fix this, right?
Oh,
and we paid them $99. Take our Xbox and fix it, please. We got it back within a week or two with a bunch of red stickers saying, you can't do this, and they just didn't refund the money and didn't fix it.
And welcome to the world of voided warranties in the console, world.
Right, and that was a big deal at the time too, because you had a lot of basically every single Xbox 360 was affected by the red ring of death, and it was a huge number had to just be repurchased, and that actually helped Microsoft out because they had big sales because people had to go buy new
tons
machines.
Of money from it. It benefited them in the end, but this kind of this step in the law really
it's a step in the right direction. It's just too bad that they're
aren't giving you complete access to whatever you want to repair. Or,
Yeah, right.
Whatever's broken inside your console.
I mean, at least now you can replace the disk drive, I guess.
In whatever console that you have.
I
think, too, is like, Xbox 360s and PS3s.
Which
PS4s
those are out of warranty.
They're out of warranty anyway, so
There's, I think, a lower spec version, or is it the higher spec version of the Xbox One? Is that what the newest one is, or
no? The
Xbox Series.
The Xbox Series is the
that one has a disk drive, so you can replace that one.
Yeah, but I mean, so does the PS5 has two different versions. It's the digital and then disk drive version.
Yeah,
but I mean, most people are just going to be buying the digital anyway because they can't get their hands on. That's another thing too, is they can't even get their hands on disk drive versions anyway because the shortage in silicon and how the supply chain effects. But we've talked about that before in previous episodes.
It's easier to push out things with like reduced like hardware specs. You don't have to spend as much money on that, save money on the disk drives and everything else, and sell big hard drive expansions, which make even more money. But,
that's just the way the world turns.
It's the way it is, but it's a symbolic victory, if anything. Yeah. And it's, like I said, step in the right direction.
Put a little badge on my shoulder.
Yeah. And we're talking about games, right?
Yeah.
And steps in the right direction. 24 years in the making, finally, people in Germany can play GoldenEye 007 for the Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
24 years later.
One of the, fondest games that I've ever played on a Nintendo 64, and keep in mind I'm almost 20, so I mean, it wasn't really that long ago.
Somewhat related to disc trays, you couldn't repair your Nintendo 64 because it didn't have a disc tray.
Yeah, it had a cartridge. Remember those days? Except most Nintendos these days have cartridges too.
Yep, exactly.
But
never really kind of went away from that.
Yeah,
and for good reasons. I mean, we're talking about like discs versus like flash media.
Yeah,
flash media is faster. No load screens on a Nintendo 64.
Put more storage on a flash storage, and boom, you're off to the races.
Back in the day, you couldn't, but today you can.
Yeah.
Today it actually...
It's the advance of technology.
Yeah, flash storage is now outweighing like optical media. It's like really hard to get that much density.
But back around to the tree, GoldenEye.
And Germany has decided to finally unban it after all this time. Now, if you didn't know, Germany's kind of really big on their... like content censorship,
right?
They've had a history.
It's not one of the things that they're really known for is unbanning things.
Yeah, right. So they've had a long history of like banning violent video games,
right.
or at least getting them to censor it in a way that it's not as violent. And in this particular instance, the speculation is that it could be around time for a re-release maybe for the Nintendo 64 Classic on Nintendo's new online service system.
Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, the Nintendo online.
Yeah, they're doing the whole Nintendo package. So with their premium subscription, you get access to things like NES games, SNES games. Now they're doing
lots of Nintendo 64 games.
Now they're doing the 64.
Yeah.
And so I suppose.
And that's a higher tier like subscription package than their previous just online connectivity deal too.
Which is odd because the package is already included for the other two consoles.
Well, it's a way to make more money off of a library that they've had before, and GoldenEye is one that's not been re-released, I think,
ever at
all at this point.
I think
that'd be pretty big.
There was one different game that was inspired by GoldenEye, but it didn't really take off much at all.
Well, it was Perfect Dark. Everybody loves Perfect Dark, especially me. And that I'm the most important one here. That's the reason Perfect Dark was the way it was going to be a GoldenEye sequel,
right?
But they couldn't get the license, and so a lot of it comes down to the GoldenEye license for 007. Is that they can't actually they don't really own that license. It was like on lease or something like that, right? Like they had the rights to make the game, but that was it.
Yeah.
And so maybe they're working something out, and something interesting
with the German government, perhaps.
Yeah. Well, Nintendo of Europe is headquartered in Germany.
Oh, that's odd.
Which is interesting. So it's actually something where if a game is banned in Germany, you basically can't buy it on the European Nintendo shop.
Anywhere in Europe.
Anywhere in Europe. So it's like Germany has got a lot of power over that. So nobody really knows who it was that made this decision or like why it happened.
Or why they were even reversing it.
I mean,
it's just a matter of time, I suppose.
Maybe they're just kind of coming around and realizing that violent video games don't make kids violent.
Well, I think that's a bold claim, Jeremy.
No, I think that's pretty clear and obvious.
Yeah.
But not everybody actually kind of gets that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not one for censorship of media anyway, right? Like you should be able to say and do whatever you want in art, which video games and movies are art. So,
but if you on the topic of art and censorship, our next topic would be the giant leak that happened. With Twitch within the last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a couple weeks back, right? But it's been an evolving situation where basically Twitch got hacked through seemingly no fault of their own.
Oh, yeah.
Who really knows?
Inside or outside in is who knows?
Yeah.
All that we really know is that all the information that was posted on Twitch was posted online to a website like Pasteboard or whatever.
Yeah, Pastebin or something like that. Yeah. I mean, it's just like someone got the information, no one knows who, and out it goes. And so you've got like financial information going back to like 2018. Showing like all the top streamers making all their millions of dollars, which is not really a big surprise, but some people seemed really focused on that.
We all knew that they're making tons of money anyway. The entertainment world, as we were talking about, with censorship and stuff like that, it's a huge deal because everybody consumes some form of entertainment. Yeah, and there's a lot of money included.
And Twitch is a big one. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of ad revenue and a lot of views that are going on over at Twitch. Amazon owned.
Now Amazon own it. Been the past 4 or 5 years, I think.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I mean, this is at least going back as far as like Amazon's ownership.
Yeah.
And is this possibly related to different breaches that have happened with AWS? And the thing that people really didn't seem to focus on as much was the fact that not only were all these like financial information and like no personal user information was lost.
Here's the big juicy bit.
But the juicy bit is the entire source code.
Yeah, the entire source code for the layout of Twitch.
For the entirety of Twitch.
And I'm pretty sure even saying this, and I'm pretty confident that this is true, even their whole, what's it called? Their, recommendation.
Their whole like algorithm setup. Like their whole website basically is available
just
now
got dumped
to just be
and
cloned.
leaked. Yeah.
It's and that's a big one, and I guess no wonder maybe the news organizations might avoid talking about that, so not as many people are like realizing that basically their gold mine is available to be taken and used wherever. I mean, who knows when the next Chinese version of Twitch pops up or the Russian version of Twitch.
They've been trying for so long to try to outbeat Twitch. I mean, just look what happened to the Mixer. I mean, they were up for a couple of years and they just went straight and plummeted down.
I mean, it's mostly because Twitch has got that like staying power and it's got the network effect.
It's been, it's existed for.
Yeah. It's been around for a while now.
Yeah, I mean, it started with Justin TV.
Yeah, I guess it was, wasn't it? Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I mean, Justin TV grew into Twitch.
Became Twitch.
I mean, since the dawn of the internet, ever since the dawn of live streaming.
Justin TV in a long time.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. Yeah.
But the fact that I'm still sometimes using that related platform of Twitch.tv, and the fact that people are actually making a lot of money on there doesn't surprise me at all, but did surprise others. The fact that you can have people that spend their time just streaming a video game or just chatting with people in a pool or jacuzzi.
It's so funny that people care about this so much that they even begin to start making websites out of it. Yeah. To the point where they'll go by, okay, who's getting the most amount of money? We'll put them in the top 10. Yeah. And then it goes down the list. Thousands and thousands of people, and almost every streamer that is on that list. Yeah. And then they have advertisements on the side. They're making tons of money off of it.
Oh yeah, and they're the streamers themselves, right? They're making all of this money from subscriptions, from advertising, and then they also have their own side sponsorships as well. So it's not even a full picture of how much money they're making.
Oh no,
but it makes a lot of sense because if you think about standard media, there's a lot of money that they make anyway.
Yeah.
So in this instance, it's like it's all just being sent to one person or like whatever their team is, and that's like, you know, a few people rather than the dozens and hundreds that you used to have to make this kind of content.
Most, if not all, of the numbers that are included with this leak have to do purely with just subscriptions, advertisements through Twitch. Anything that Twitch pays out to the streamer is included. Anything that is third party, like advertisers,
not included at all.
That contact you know, the person directly.
We're looking at you, NordVPN.
NordVPN. We're looking at you, Raycon.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all the thing is that all these advertisers that are paying thousands, probably millions of dollars, to get a 1 minute spot on a video or even a live stream, they're getting.
And for some of these streamers, I mean, they do it for a long time. They do like sometimes 8-hour, 12-hour, 24-hour live streams where you can like have ads every hour or top of the hour, bottom of the hour, whatever.
Just to think, this isn't even the final number.
Yeah, and it's still going. But that's cool. I mean, these people are actually making entertainment for millions of people.
They work hard.
And they deserve to be paid.
Respect to them.
Yeah. Someday we'll be there.
Yeah.
We are there. You just don't even know it.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of which, you know, live streaming and whatnot, I just got some new internet installed in my place that I just got.
The kind of thing you need to do live streaming.
Absolutely, yeah. I got Xfinity Wi-Fi here in Mariana.
Nothing could go wrong there.
No, absolutely nothing. Except they had to redo the whole network at my house. And then because the technician that came out there and already installed it previously, installed my neighbor's house and not mine.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they installed the cable to my neighbor's house, not mine, and so the neighbor was using my cable.
That's terrible.
Yeah, but.
What?
Yeah, and then the Xfinity tech came out, and he was just all mad and stuff. And so,
looks at this and says, "This isn't even the right place.
Nope,
what's going on?"
Absolutely not. So he redid.
How do you make that mistake?
I don't even know.
Like,
that's the thing too.
You know, you have one job, and that's go to this house,
and you don't even do it well.
Run a cable, and you're like, here's the house. I'm just gonna go over there. See, next door, they could use some internet.
Absolutely.
So were you just like paying their internet bill then?
No, I don't think so. They didn't surcharge me at all. They didn't give me any extra charges or whatnot. But
weird.
I mean, hey, I got internet now, and it's enough to live stream on for probably like 3 computers.
That's pretty cool. What kind of speed you getting?
I'm getting I'm getting even more than what I paid for. So I should be getting 50 down, 10 up.
That's rare.
I'm getting like 60 down, like 15 up. So
you never actually get like what they say you're supposed to get. Never. In all of my experience, you end up with like at least 10-20% lower.
Yeah.
But to actually get what you pay for, that's pretty cool.
That's one of their cheapest packages too. So
nice.
I'm quite content with it.
Yeah. So this is when you start thinking about like, well, how much faster can it get?
Oh, yeah.
And like how much more money you can spend, and just go all out.
I'm not too concerned about it.
Go as far as you can.
I'm a poor college student.
Download all the things.
Yeah.
All the things at the same time.
That's a personal life update from me. So.
Nice, yeah. And my little personal update, since, we talked about my couple Pixel purchases that I made last time, right?
During the last episode, we talked about the Pixel.
Yeah, so Google's going to save me. Best Buy's not. Best Buy is going to leave me just in a lurch here.
Boo.
I'm waiting on my Pixel Pro.
We hate Best Buy.
And Best Buy, what do they do? Say, it's going to come eventually. We'll let you know.
Eventually.
Just like they say a few days, but it's been like 5 days, and I've got nothing.
6 months later.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be. As far as I've seen, there's actually shortages on the Pixel Pros. There's just not enough of them. Maybe some locked up in a container ship somewhere.
Who knows?
It might be months. Who I might just never get it.
But Google,
though, with the Pixel 6, the non-Pro, which I guess is in less supply, or they made more of. I'm not sure which.
Not as powerful as chips or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have the extra like telephoto camera, and like it doesn't have the curved glass.
They're not really saving much money, but it's a phone is a phone.
It's also a little bit less expensive, so that's nice. A couple, I think $200 maybe less expensive, which I guess means that they expected more people to buy them, so they made more of them.
I suppose that makes sense.
So I'll be getting that Friday, I think, which is a day from now. In theory,
they should bring it in next Thursday, and we can do a
I'll
review
show it
on
off.
it on the podcast.
As long as I can get a case for it, because that's the other thing is that like as popular as these phones are, and
they
as
just
new as
got
they
released. There's no cases that are
hard to get cases, and I refuse to take a phone somewhere without a case.
Yeah.
Because that's how you protect your phones. If you don't know, put some plastic on it, some rubber, and then just throw it around the room, and it'll be fine.
Yep.
You do that with a normal phone, it's gonna like crack against the walls.
Do that with an iPhone. Sorry, no prejudice. You're just gonna end up having to buy a new phone.
Yeah. No repairs happening there. Although to be honest, I don't think you can really repair a Pixel either. They're made in such a way that like it's a little bit more difficult.
You know, we really came full circle with that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
We did. All the way from the beginning to the end and back again.
So yeah.
Thanks, guys.
I'll see you later.
Good talking.